Give it up one more time for Stephen Amell. There are heroes amongst us here at Comic-Con Midlands. How are you, Mr. Amell? You look fabulous.
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Just an intimate chat with some of our closest friends.
That's right.
Or furthest friends, really. They're a little bit far. Guys, if you're here for the first time in this panel, I'm gonna fangirl and talk to our guest. And then we have the microphone right there in the middle. We're gonna have you guys ask some questions and make this an interactive Q&A. But first of all, Mr. Amell, this is not your first Comic-Con. You're well-versed in this scene.
Can you stop calling me Mr. Amell?
That's his dad.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm not cool enough to just think, hey, Steven, you're too cool. What is your favorite part about the Comic-Con experience?
Well, I think just is that me? Getting out and meeting people, seeing new places, or I mean, in the case of this event, I did 2 conventions in and around Birmingham in 2015 and 2016. So we actually went back to the same hotel that we stayed at and visited some local spots, and so it's nice to visit new places. It's nice to come back after a while. It's a little hot, but it's good.
Yeah, it's very weird for this time of year. But on all your travels, whether it's actually, on location filming something or doing a Comic-Con, do you make a point to actually go soak up some culture and go see the town if you have the time?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was just filming a series in Toronto, and we actually filmed, like, even though it's my hometown, we filmed all of these different little cities outside of Toronto. I always make a point to like find a local heritage hotel or something like that, something that's more local than it is touristy. We were in London before this, and we always stay in the same neighborhood, we stay in the same hotel, and we try to make it as homey and local as it can possibly be.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite things about the UK? I mean, you've been here many, many times. Are there things you look forward to, be it dining or nightlife or history?
Well, I always go see a show or shows down in the West End. I think this time I took my mom and my wife and my daughter and my godmother and my friend to The Devil Wears Prada. That was good.
Dying to see it, yeah.
And then I went and saw The Fifth Step with Martin Freeman and Jack Lowry down in London, and that was really good as well. So I always see the shows. We always do some really good eating. And then I like this time of year, I like that the sun sets so late, comes up so early. Reminds me of when we'd be filming in Vancouver, when we were filming Arrow. This time of year, again, the sun doesn't set until very late. We don't get that in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Well, you like going to see shows on the West End. Have you ever considered possibly becoming one of the West End players yourself?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I was texting with my high school drama teacher, actually, who is still at my high school, but he has directed some plays in the West End, and I was saying, because the show The Fifth Step that I saw with Martin Freeman and Jack Lowry, it's a two-hander. It's just 2 guys on stage for 90 minutes, and that really, I don't know, sort of churned up some feelings about being on the stage. I legitimately haven't done it in 25 years, but
it's a whole other ballgame, I'm sure, than being behind a camera on a set.
It's just saying words that somebody else wrote. That's it. It's not that hard.
And acting. That's exactly what it is. Well, we obviously have this fantastic print of you here from Arrow, and you're a hero to so many people. But I have to ask you, who are your heroes? Be it, in your life personally, and heroes that you saw on TV growing up that might have resonated with you.
Oh, I don't know if I get into the whole hero thing. I definitely have a lot of people in my life that I admire for various reasons. I admire my mother a lot because of her selflessness, and she just taught me to put other people first. or other people ahead of you, so to speak. And then there are people that I admire in my career. Actors that I've worked with, like Chris Bauer comes to mind. These aren't just people that I think it's important to have people that you admire, but these are people that have things that I want. I don't necessarily need material things. In fact, I specifically do not need material things, but I do think it's important sometimes when you see someone, you recognize that person has something that I want. And maybe that's just their peace of mind or the way that they approach their profession. For example, Greg Berlanti, who was the guy that created Arrow and all the shows in the Arrowverse, and amongst other things, he's so prolific. He's the most generous person that I've ever really known, but it's in that generosity that he gives it away so much that he gets back more than he can use. I recently brought him a television project that a couple friends of mine wrote, and I didn't know that if I wanted to be involved in it, but I brought it to Greg because I knew that if he was interested in it, he would tell me, but if he wasn't interested in it, he would pass it along and direct me, and by extension my friend, in the exact direction that we needed to go, because that's the type of person that he is. So, yeah.
Well, some would say that superheroes have a lot in common with professional wrestlers. Any wrestling fans in the house here? There we go. Well, obviously we have to ask about your WWE career, because obviously I'm a huge wrestling fan. You blew everyone away. You were an incredible wrestler.
Thanks.
And how did this collaboration come about?
It would have come about, actually, it came about after flying back from Birmingham, like 10 years ago. Cody Rhodes invited me to a taping of Monday Night Raw in Long Island, in New York, and then he just, he was playing like a super villain character at the time, so the whole gimmick was that he thought I was actually the Green Arrow, and we had a little interaction at a show, and then it led to a match, and then he and I stayed friends, and obviously he came on and played a character on Arrow for a couple of seasons, and yeah, it's just a great guy. So as a result, I became friendly with people of WWE, and one thing leads to another, and you have a match. It's been like 10 years.
And you're off the top rope, just like that.
Off the top rope. Next thing you know.
You made it look very easy. It's not an easy
No, it's
task.
not.
No. Were you surprised at how grueling professional wrestling is?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, most of those guys, you walk away from the business at some point, but most of the time, by the time these guys do walk away, like, they'll have to have a neck surgery or a back surgery or shoulders replaced or hips replaced or knees replaced. It's a grueling lifestyle.
Yeah, for sure.
Not for me.
Yeah. Not for you.
Once every 10 years.
You don't want to mess with this moneymaker. You're too pretty.
No,
You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Well, I could sit up here and fangirl the rest of the day, but we want to make sure you guys are asking questions to Steven, my friend Steven over here, not Mr. Amell. There is a microphone right here if you want to go ahead and start lining up. We're going to limit it to one question each. We'll get to as many as we can. Just make sure that you're speaking very clearly into the microphone, please. We've got Dom's going to come help you. Thank you so much. Hi there.
Hi, I'm Martha. I was wondering how much of the archery is actually real. I know not if you're shooting at a person, but when you're shooting at inanimate objects, did you actually fire anything and hit, or did you just sort of fire it and then bing, arrow?
I can probably count on one hand the number of times that I fired an actual arrow on the show. There's no real safe way to do it at all. Yeah, so I think, and by the way, I think that maybe it happened, of the handful of times, most of them were in the first season. And then we would have a bow that locked into place with an arrow anchored into it. If I was threatening someone with the arrow drawn, with the bow drawn. But even then, we took that away, and it was all computer generated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hiya.
Hi, Anna. What was your best memory from filming Arrow?
My best memory, I think probably the pilot. You know, shooting the pilot, getting to put a superhero suit on for the first time. I mean, to look back at it now, to know what I know about the industry and the resources that we had at our disposal for that pilot, that was a really great memory. I kind of wish that I knew a little bit more about the business like I do now. I was so naive back then. So, and not that that was a problem, but I don't know that I sort of understood the gravity and the scope of what we were doing. But yeah, I'd say the pilot was probably my best memory. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi there.
Hi there, my name's Jason. You mentioned being here in 2015, which I remember back at the Hilton just around the corner.
Yeah.
I was about to ask you a question in your talk there, and the talk got interrupted by David and Emily coming in and singing. So this is a question I've been meaning to ask for 10 years. When Arrow first started, it was a very gritty, down-to-earth show with like no superheroes or anything like that. But I remember when Grant Gustin came into the show, you were very encouraging and supportive of him being the Flash. And I also remember later on the same thing with Matt Ryan, Constantine. I just wondered if that was something that you were happy to embrace, like opening up the show to the rest of the DC universe. Did you push for that or encourage that in any way?
No, I mean, I wasn't part of any of those decisions. Sounds like I didn't support them. I loved those decisions, but yeah, you never know with these things, right? Like, Smallville was supposed to be the show where Superman doesn't fly. And we were supposed to be the show with no superpowers. And then the show came out and the show was a success. And they said, they sat me down after the first season. They said, we're going to introduce the Flash. And so as a result, we're going to have superpowers on the show. And I went, okay. You know, I wasn't the one that made the no superpowers thing. So I always, you know, this is for the fans. So if I think that they're going to enjoy seeing the Flash or seeing Constantine or Supergirl or Superman or Batman, it doesn't matter, then yeah, for sure, let's do it. I did find that sometimes we would kind of drift away from the core DNA of our show, kind of the more down-to-earth, gritty, street-level, city-wide show that we had. But whenever we sort of veered away from it a little bit, we always found our way back. Thank you.
I hope that was worth the wait. 10 years. Wow. Round of applause to this gentleman. The patience of a saint. Hi there.
Hello, my name's Cozzy. So when we think of Green Arrow, we think of Stephen Amell. So 8 seasons of Arrow, and it's synonymous with itself. So with the new DCU being rebooted, if there was another Green Arrow, obviously we'd like you to be the new the replacement. However, if it wasn't you, what would be your advice to the next person taking the mantle of the Green Arrow?
Wear a mask. I don't know. I mean, someone, you know, with these things, someone sent me the article about me being cast as Arrow from 2010. Jesus. 2012. Okay, I just dated myself a little bit. And it was funny reading the article. Like, I went down through it, and then and then I saw like all the comments, and they're like, they're making this thing cheap. It's not Justin Hartley. This is not going to work, right? And that's just the natural progression of things. I mean, every time they cast a new Batman, everyone's like, that's not going to work, and then it works. So if an actor takes over the character of Green Arrow, they don't need my advice. Sorry, here's a better way to say it. If they need my advice, they're not right for the role. Okay.
Well said. Great question. Quick question for me. I mean, obviously, it's such a cool getup. Can you remember the first time that you suited up as the character and what it felt like to you for the first time to see yourself as that character?
Yeah, I mean, the first couple of times I was in the suit, I was really uncomfortable. It takes a, when they design these superhero suits for these shows, they design it for you to take a photo standing still, right? They don't design it for you to be able to walk and move and duck. And I remember I couldn't lift my arms, which is important because my arrow's not right here, it's all the way back here. So I remember the first couple of times being like, I know this, I think it looks good, but I'm pretty uncomfortable.
I thought it was this magical story of like, yeah, I saw myself in it.
Nope.
No. We appreciate the candor. Hi there.
Hi, my name is Paola. So this is really random, but I used to watch your podcasts on Zoom, like the ones you did on Facebook and then on Spotify. So I was wondering if you'd ever go back to doing podcast episodes. Is that something?
No, I don't think so. I enjoyed doing that stuff. I've been really, it's been a couple of years now that I'm really just, at the moment, I'm just interested in acting. I've got a couple of things coming out. I did Suits LA, that was fun. And then I did a movie right around this time last year, actually, out on the East Coast of Canada. That's going to be coming out soon. And then I shot another series in Toronto in the fall that should be out a little bit after the movie. And I'm just really enjoying focusing on acting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dom. We're a fabulous crew. Give it up for Dom, everybody. Saving the day.
Hi. My question is, from the entire run of the Arrowverse, what actor did you enjoy playing alongside the most?
If we're gonna venture outside of our core cast, so I don't have to pick one of them, I would probably I'd say Grant Gustin for sure. There was always a really fun element to the character of Barry Allen that did something unique to the character of Oliver Queen. I don't know if he just was bemused by Barry all the time, but there was a humor and a levity and just a dynamic that only existed between our two characters. So I really enjoyed working with him. It's always fun too, when you're working, to go over to someone else's show. It's a different vibe. It's like going on vacation, or it's like going on a sleepover, something like that.
Thank you.
Good question.
Hello, my name is Dipko, and I'm a big fan. Thank you. So, you're the person who started the Arrowverse, the Age of Heroes, and your portrayal of Arrow is iconic. So, I was wondering, would you put on the mask again for continuation of the Arrowverse or a whole new version?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you see this all the time. You see shows that get rebooted or rebirthed, or be it I think, didn't Dexter just come back again? Yeah. So, and I mean, Scrubs. Isn't Scrubs coming back? Scrubs and Arrow are not. I don't. People,
What a crossover that would be. Huh?
that would be great. I know some of those guys. I know
You get
Donald
injured,
and
you
Zach.
go to the hospital, boom.
Yeah. No, it would be great to. It would be great to revisit the character. There was always a lot of things that we wanted to do and to try that you couldn't. Not that you couldn't. That you were not allowed to do within the confines of network television. So it'd be very interesting to go back and you could dig into some of the comics and some of the stories to tell a version of the Arrow story that would be a little bit different. I mean, both Colton and David and Emily asked me when we were doing the reboot, when we were just chatting back there. So, I don't know, it'd be really fun. It's not my decision to make though. I'd have to be interested, but it's not my decision to make.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, let's ask the audience here. Let's do a little poll. Would you guys like to see Steven put the mask on again? Yes. Quick question for me. What is it like when you see, and I see them all the time, people cosplaying as you?
Oh, it's great. I just tell them to drink water. Yeah, I've worn the suit in weather like this. It's dangerous.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
Good advice. Stay hydrated, folks. Hi there.
Hello, my name is Yvonne. My question is, what was your favourite villain in Arrow?
I think Prometheus was my favorite villain. I liked. I mean, they're also great. Bennett was great, and Neil McDonough was great. I mean, all of them were wonderful. I just like that the Prometheus villain was a byproduct of all of them, right? Like he didn't do what he did, didn't become the way that he became until Oliver hit Star City and killed his father. So that was cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Yvonne. Hi there.
Hi, my name is Amy, and as a result of the great chemistry between you and Grant Gustin, would you do a project with him outside of DC?
Yes. Do you want to write it? Yeah, no, sure. I'd love to work with Grant again. I mean, listen, whenever I work with people, I've been very, very fortunate to work with some really great people in my career. And you always, like, whenever you see a project or you're excited about a project and you start kind of dream casting it, you always think about people that you work with. So it's also too, it's been a number of years now since we worked together, and you change, you mature as a person, you become stronger as an actor, which is one of the cool things about acting, is that there's no age limit. The more that you work, the more that you do, you should improve. So it's always fun to go back and think about revisiting working with someone years on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey there, you look prepared.
Yeah, zoals my dad's birthday coming up in a few days, would you be able to do the "You have failed this city" speech for us?
Speech?
You know where you say "You have failed this city"?
Yeah, you have failed this city.
Come on, a bit more.
Wow. And we're doing a scene now.
What's your dad's name?
Robert.
Robert, you have failed this city.
Yes.
Nice one.
That's a good birthday for Robert. Hi there.
I was wondering, what's your favourite part about being on set and filming?
My favorite part about being on set and filming? Catering. No, boy, just in general, when everything kind of comes together with like a busy day, watching the crew work, shooting a scene that you're really excited about. No, I'm just very fortunate that I really, really enjoy being on a film set or a television set, you name it, and just like digging into a challenging day, trying to make sure that everyone is pushing in the right direction, that everyone's spirits stay high, that everyone is treating everyone else with the proper level of courtesy and respect, and trying to set the tone for that as much as I can, which has kind of been my job sometimes as the lead actor. So it's a really fun way to get to work. I'm very fortunate. Thank you.
Great question. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dom. He's after your job, Dom. Look at that.
My mum and dad named me Thea after Thea Queen, your sister in the show.
Okay.
How did you name your children?
That's a good question. Okay. My daughter named herself. When my wife was pregnant with her, she said, my wife was thinking, what's your name gonna be? And she heard a voice saying, I have a name, my name is Maverick. It's true. And then with our son, we just named him after Bowen Island, which is just an island off the coast of Vancouver, where we spent a lot of fun time as a family. And we just thought it was a good name.
What? I have never heard that question. Round of applause. Very creative. Young lady and gentlemen. Hi there.
Hi there. My name is Theo. And a lot of your...
How'd you get your name, Theo?
My dad gave it to me.
That's a good answer.
A lot of your acting roles, you've had to maintain high level fitness. And what would you say, have you had struggled to maintain a good diet? Because that diet is always a key for good fitness. And how have you had?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I would struggle just because in the early days of Arrow, I kind of did everything on my own, and I realized that that wasn't the most sustainable way to go about things. You got to ask for help. I didn't really know how to do that as much. So now when I go into any project, if there's a physical element to it, you just make sure that the people that are doing the show understand that the physical preparation is part of your job. So they schedule it like it's part of your job. And also too, maybe like, you don't need to have donuts at craft service. Just don't. It's not good for anybody. It's not good for the actors, it's not good for the crew. I don't care, you have to take your shirt off and leave it on. Get the donuts out of there. So yeah, the most important thing, Theo, is just to ask for help, which I learned to do. You're welcome.
That's great advice. Now say, you're being very disciplined and you have to be in tremendous shape, but say it's time for a cheat meal. What you going for? What's your guilty pleasure?
Cheat meal? I don't like the expression cheat meal. But ice cream. I love ice cream. Ice cream.
What flavor of ice cream?
Vanilla, mint chocolate chip, cookies and cream, cookie dough. Salted caramel.
Whoa. I'm here to ask the very deep, hard questions, clearly.
Espresso.
Oh.
Espresso.
Fancy.
But not chocolate.
No?
No.
Why not? What do you have against chocolate?
Well.
Hello.
My name's Holly. I was wondering if you stayed good friends with most of the cast.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get to see them certainly as much as I used to. But yeah, great relationships with everybody, and then you'll see some people at a con, or you kind of see them out in the wild somewhere, and it's fun. Did I work? I'm trying to think if No, I mean we shot. It's funny because we shot the pilot for Suits LA in Vancouver, where we shot Arrow, and so I saw a lot of old crew members that I hadn't seen in a while. But then we ended up shooting the series in LA, so that kind of flamed out.
It's a great question. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, that's loud. Hey, I just wanted to tell Stephen, especially that during COVID, where it was a rough time for everybody, obviously, but your Arrow workout pretty much saved me, like mentally and physically. So I just wanted to say that and tell you that because thank you.
Hey Stephen, I'm John. It's nice to meet you. My question is, before you went on Raw, one of the pieces of advice you were given, I think by Triple H, was to slow down as much as possible. Have you learned any other interchangeable skills between in-ring and acting?
Yeah, slow down. No, well, when you're performing in a wrestling ring, one of the things that they teach you is that you're not performing for the people that are sitting ringside. You're performing for the people that are sitting in the last row of the arena or the stadium. So the sort of the histrionics that you make and the movements that you make and the reactions that you give are super big, right? And I think that one of the things that I've learned is to not be afraid in scenes to go big. Because a director can always ask you to pull it back a little bit. It's a bit of a different proposition, and it's a bit of a harder ask for them to ask you to give more, right? Because by definition, that means you're not giving enough, and it's easier to pull it back than it is to pull it out, if that makes sense. So in a lot of ways, I do my scene for the person that's sitting in the last row. And if they need it pulled back a little bit, we pull it back. But a number of times, pardon me, not so much on Arrow, that was a bit of a different experience, but on my last 3 television shows, there have been times where I'm just like, I'm a little tired, so essentially, I'm gonna try to entertain myself here. I'm gonna give a take and give a reading that is like way out there and really big. And I'm sure that the director's gonna come after the first take or the second take and go, okay, I got it, but like, pump it down a little bit. And whenever I do that, I swear to God, every time they come up and they go, yes. So, just learn your lesson, perform for the back row.
Great advice, go big or go home. Great advice, great question. Hi there.
Hi, I'm Troy. You talked a bit about the costume already and like the first time putting it on and how the temperature wasn't always ideal, but it changed itself or like evolved over the seasons. So is there like a particular version of the costume that you liked the most, whether it like looked the best or was the most comfortable?
Yeah, the season 2 was probably the most comfortable because it was like the season 1 suit, except we just like got rid of all the bugs, so to speak, and and then every version thereafter was pretty good, except when we took the sleeves off.
Oh, I liked it with the sleeves off. It was a hot take.
Yeah, you liked it?
Yeah.
Great. Well, you know the temperature outside?
Fair point.
Yeah. What's it like in November?
Here it's fine, but...
Oh, it is?
Well, it
fine, well then you wear a sleeveless costume.
Okay.
No, I thought it looked good, but it just wasn't, it got a little cold at night. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great question. Hello.
Hello, my name's Melissa. I hope you're having a good time at the convention so far. I was just wondering, have you ever done any stunts in any of your films, movies so far that haven't gone to plan?
Yeah. I injured myself on my wrestling show. The very first day that we were doing our in-ring work, I hurt my back, and then bumps and bruises along the way, but nothing ever. No, I mean, nothing. Everything always went to plan. Sometimes it was a shit plan, just every once in a while. But no, I mean, listen. I've been so fortunate to work with really, really great fight choreographers and stunt coordinators, and they plan these things so meticulously, and they've done them so many times. By the time you actually get to the day of filming, that you know, thankfully it always goes on without a hitch. I mean, I think that, you know, we had 3 or 4 accidents on Arrow, but they were just, everything executed the way that it should. It just, sometimes people get hurt. Thankfully, nothing too serious though.
Well, that's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. I was wondering if playing Oliver Queen and the Green Arrow for so long, did it teach you anything outside of the show, or did you take anything away from the character?
Yeah, you should always ask for help. You know, don't let pride get in the way of asking for help. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, you can't mistake being humble and having humility for weakness. You know, you don't get extra points for doing things the hard way in life. If you have friends, you have people that are willing to help you, ask for help. And if someone is suggesting that you should get help, listen to those people. Yeah, humility and trusting other people. And I mean, I think you saw with Oliver, when he did things on his own, it didn't work. It's when he asked for help that things got better.
Thank you.
It's great advice. Thank you. We're going to take these 2 final questions right here.
Mine's a wrestling question. So, we still see you in the crowd sometimes. Will you ever get back in the ring?
Well, my wife would kill me. I'm serious. Oh, cool. You know, if the right thing came along, yeah, for sure. But hasn't happened quite yet.
I think you should be.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, my name is Moira.
Hi.
Just like to say that the mother Moira has a slightly better finish than she might start.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's true.
But my question is, when you did Calamity Jane, was it strange playing a different character with Amell? Or did you just gel back into being comfortable with what you're doing?
I mean, it was just, you know, just all over with a southern accent. No, it was fun. I mean, she was doing a great job in that movie. I was there in 2 days, but shooting back up in Vancouver with a couple of the Arrow crew and stuff like that. It's really special to be back there. I like working with everyone. So it's kind of like that earlier question that you asked, when you go back and you work with a character after a while. It's just fun being back working with her.
I just wondered if you sort of reformed back into being more of a because you did Amell.
Nah, maybe a little bit, but thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you for your incredible answers. Great questions, everybody.
Yeah.
Final question for me. What are you looking forward to after you leave us here? Professionally or personally? What's next for you?
What am I looking forward to? Yeah, just a little bit more summer. I mean, my daughter starts back into school towards the end of August, but she's a very big competitive swimmer, and her break comes up, I think, like about 2 weekends from now. She goes on break for about a month, so we'll get some good family time, and yeah, and then professionally, just the couple things that I have coming out, and you know, whatever's next.
Stay tuned, aren't we, guys? Thank you so much. You've been
Thank
amazing.
you very much, everybody. Much appreciated.
If